Hey, what's up, Divine Ones? It's Latoya Okia. Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a continuation of the series that I created here on my channel, on my platform, my podcast, and it's called Things That I Wish I Knew in My 20s. Basically, I'm having a conversation with young Toya, and I'm sharing with you everything that I would say to young Toya. If I could go back and talk to young Toya, young teenage Toya, Toya in her 20s, really, it's not just things that I wish I knew in my 20s, but it's things that I wish I knew when I was younger, period, okay? Because I'm in my mid-30s at the time of me doing this series. I'm 35 years old, and I'm sure that there's so many more things that I gotta learn, so many more lessons that I gotta learn, and so many more trials and tribulations that I gotta go through. But baby, let me tell you something. One thing about it, two things for sure. God done brought me from a mighty long way. So I figure, why not share with you all some of the wisdom that God has imparted within me? And, you know, as I share and be transparent about myself, I pray that it can help you, help your daughters, help your sisters, your nieces, your grandkids, you know, or even help some of you. I seen some of the comments, even help some of you that are older. I meant to say, I seen some of the comments from the part 1 video. I seen a lot of my divine ones that was like, Toya, I'm 30, but this video is giving, baby. It's speaking to me. I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, and this video is hidden. Like, I'm taking in these lessons too. I'm taking in these principles too. So I really appreciate my older audience. I really appreciate y'all, because me being in my 30s and me being able to mentor and coach people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, some even in their 80s and up, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being humble and being willing to learn from little old me. I appreciate that so much, baby. So things that I wish I knew in my 20s. So this is part 2. Remember, this is going to be a continuation because I could not put it in one video. But this is the lessons that I want to share with y'all in this part. If I could go back and talk to young Toya, I would tell young Toya, number 1 in this series, in this part 2 right here, number 1, pay your debts. Pay your debts. Pay these people that you owe. Don't go taking out loans here, taking out loans there, messing up your credit. Value your name. This is what I would say to young Toya, because I would put my name on anything. I would throw my social security number out like it was nothing. I sign my name on the dotted line so quick. I buy the first car they bring out. I buy whatever, the first shirt, the first blouse, the first coat, the first pair of shoes. I was just anxious. And that's another thing that I would say to young Toya. Be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Slow down, baby. Like I said on part 1, and I'm going to keep saying that because that's the number 1 thing I would tell myself, is to slow down. Don't be jumping at everything you see. Don't be anxious. If it's meant for you, if it's truly connected to you and your destiny, it will flow to you. You don't have to run behind it. You don't have to jump at it. You don't have to be anxious for it. Slow down. Take your time. I would tell myself, and I say this to you all, the young people as well, pay your debts. Pay your debts. I'm learning now in my mid-30s. I just bought my first house last year. To God be the glory. I just bought my first house last year. And so I bought my first house at the age of 34 years old. That was my first ever property that I owned. I rented all of my life. And there was a lot with my credit that I had to go back and repair. There was a lot of old debts that I had to go back and pay off, a lot of old collections. I had to make it right. And I remember thinking when I was applying for my house back, because the neighborhood and the neighborhood and just the area that me and my kids was in, it was not favorable for me raising 3 children. And as of now, I'm a homeschool mom to my 3 children. So, you know, I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about, I want my kids to be able to be safe. Everybody wants to be able to be safe. You want to be somewhere where you can send your kids outside and you ain't got to worry about somebody coming by, blasting it up. You know, you ain't got to worry about the kids in the neighborhood coming, trying to fight your kids and stuff. So just like any other parent that cares, that love their children, I wanted my children to grow up in a place where they could be safe, where they could be okay, where I could have a backyard for them. I had never had a nice backyard to where I could send my kids outside and, you know, fenced in. I ain't got to worry about, you know, a dog running up trying to bite them and all this. Like, I'm telling y'all, we done lived in some hard neighborhoods, okay? And so when I got ready to move, I figured like, okay, it's my time, baby. I'm finna buy this house. Me and my kids we finna get on up out of here, baby. We finna tap into this abundant life that Jesus promised me. And boom, I hit a wall. And what came up? Them old debts that I gathered, them old debts that I created when I was in my 20s, when I was being anxious, when I was jumping at stuff, when I was just signing up for stuff, wasn't reading. I would tell young Toya, young people, read. Read the fine print. Don't just sign your name and you don't know what it say and you don't know what it means. Go take it to somebody else that you trust, that's you know, that's seasoned, that know about this stuff, and they could tell you, this don't look right. You need to check this out. You need to check that out. Because those are hard lessons that I learned. When I got ready to, I'm thinking, me and the kids just finna go. We finna get in us a new house. God said, no. He said, no. He said, you got to clean up your name. You got to go back and pay these folks. He said, that's dishonest for you to get some money from somebody, or for you to get some credit or get something from somebody, and you promise them to pay back. You promise them that you would pay them back, and you don't pay them back. God said you stealing, and you a liar, you a thief, and I can't bless that. I can't multiply that. So what I had to do, I had to go back and make it right. Make it right. So I would say to young Toya, I would say to all my young people, even I say to everybody, baby. I say it to everybody. Pay your debts. When you take out a loan, pay it back. Pay it back. Don't take out loans here and there, throw your name around here and there, throw your word out here and there, and you not sticking true. You're not staying true to what you said you was going to do. You made a promise to pay, and then you back up on what you said you was going to do, because God can't bless that. And that stuff that you run around doing when you young and you in your 20s is going to come back to haunt you later on when you settle down, when you want to get you a house, when you want to be a homeowner, when you want a couple properties. These people that you going to them saying, can you give me this money to buy this house? Can you give me this money? You know, and as far as personal credit and business credit. Shout out to my good friend, my divine sister, Terry Kauser. If y'all ain't subscribed to her channel, make sure you go subscribe to her channel, because she gonna get you right, baby, on that business credit and that personal credit. Because it's the choices that we made when we were young, when we were ignorant, when we didn't have the knowledge, that later on, when you have a business mindset, you starting up your business, you know, you want to buy a house, you want to own a couple properties, and then this stuff come back to haunt you. Because when you go to these people and you want them to give them your money, you want them to give you their money, excuse me. You want them to give you their money. You want to use other people's money. Then they're going to look at your name and your history, and they're going to see if you are credible. If you are not credible, then they're not going to give you their money. And then that's time that you got to go back and spend finding the debt collector's name, finding the collections company, pulling all this stuff up on your credit report and paying it. So when you're young and your credit is clean, don't let these folks put stuff on your credit. Hey, can I use your name to get this, get that? No. Tell them no, they can't use your name to get no cell phone. Don't be signing for your boyfriend. Don't be signing for your girlfriend. Listen, don't be getting nothing on your credit unless it's your husband or your wife. Do you understand me? Unless it's your husband or your wife. Other than that, you better be careful with your name. Be careful with your credit, because if you are reckless with it when you are young, you're going to pay for that when you get older, because you're not going to always have a reckless mind. You're going to get older and you're going to want to be more settled. You're going to want to have some stuff with your name on it. Okay. So take care of your personal credit. Take care of your business credit. Pay your debts. Don't be anxious for anything. Don't be jumping at stuff. Understand that when stuff is for you, it will flow to you in the right season, at the right time, at the appointed time. So that's what I want to share with y'all on this series. So many other things that I want to share with y'all. I meant to say on this episode. So many other things that I want to share with y'all on this episode. If I seem like I was rushing, I got to hurry up and get off because I got a live that I got to get on. So I just wanted to film this really, really quick and give y'all this snippet. And I'll be hitting y'all back later on with part 3 of things that I wish I knew in my 20s. I love you so much. I am Latoya Okia, and I'll check in with y'all later.